air, run it. Is that what that song says? What song is that? Oh, I know what that is. That's Tale of Two Cities by Justin Cole. What's J. Cole's first name? Jermaine.
How does someone get progressively worse?
First of all, those claps at the end were pretty impressive. They were pretty good. No, this is your episode, bro.
My episode.
This is your episode.
Hold your mic now.
So it's your episode, so I hope.
Alright, so good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, good morning, good night. This is Slight Pepper.
You just going on, go ahead, bro. Why are you
So
looking at me?
we don't say it together?
No, I didn't know that. I thought you would ease up at some point now.
Alright.
Because
So-
you just run ahead like a wild horse. Alright, cool.
Good evening, good morning, good night. My name
Yo,
is Chico.
yo, what's up? My name is Curtis.
And this is
Slight Pepper.
episode 7. Now, before we continue,
Season 1.
Season.
So you know we have seasons.
It might be on season 2 and 3. True, valid point. Before we continue, we must apologize for last week's episode.
What last week's episode?
Nothing.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what you're for. We're sorry.
We're very sorry. Now,
We'll do better.
it's not an excuse, but we both had very hectic
It was
weeks,
tough.
right?
It was real tough.
Very sorry. We saw people commenting and saying, "Where's episode 7?"
Yeah.
But
Some members of the community were in my inbox and they expressed to me, you know.
the pepper seeds they came out.
I
You're
know
frightened.
who those are. I don't know who those people
Hey,
are.
shouts to
I don't know who those people
shouts
are.
to Pepper Seed Renika saw me today and she said that the name Pepper Seed has to stay.
It has to go.
Right?
It has to stay in the bin.
It has to go.
That's where it needs to stay in the
history.
future. Like,
Anyhow,
where do you stay? In the bin. That's where the name Pepper Seed goes. In the
So-
intellectual community. Please back me up on this. Please.
So we're gonna do this every episode.
I
it's
will
about
fight
time.
this, bro. I am not. Listen, it
I'm
will
going to
take.
shoot that jersey
It
for
will
you.
take something great.
Jared?
Nope. Something spelled correctly in English. Great. To convince me that the Pepper Seed name
I'll print that jersey for you.
is.
I'll print that jersey for you.
That jersey had to be real good though.
I'll print that jersey. Before we continue, I just wanna.
I just need a name. I just need us to find a proper name that we could substitute. That we could erase this trash.
Courtesy people that
and
complain that you
place
cut
it
me
back.
off. Man.
I don't care with it. I don't care with that.
Notice, sir?
I don't care what you're cutting off.
Right. So before we continue, I want to publicly congratulate
Hey.
the Recess podcast.
Hey,
Woyo.
hey,
Listen,
hey.
season 2 started off with a banger. They
Beyond
had
a bang. A banger?
Curtis, you was in the event launch?
I was there. I was right there front and center.
Lord have
Literally,
mercy.
I was in front.
I am genuinely very, very proud of Cameron,
For sure,
DeAndre,
for sure.
the entire team.
For sure. The entire team.
Entire
In its
team.
entirety.
Except for like the people who did like the video and thing.
Excuse?
They didn't have it.
Okay.
But really and truly, we here at Slight Pepper, we just want to wish you guys the utmost God's blessings on
That's right.
everything,
Amen.
everything,
Hallelujah.
right? I believe in all it.
Listen.
Amen. Hallelujah. I done by. I fed up. I fed up. But really and truly, that kind of sparked what I wanted to talk about today. Well, several things actually sparked.
Did it spark a conversation?
Ooh.
Right. Listen.
I don't. If people want that,
Efficacy, boy.
if they want that
They
event,
don't know. They won't know. That's all right.
Yeah.
That's all right.
So what I wanted to talk about.
Before you go into that.
Yeah.
No.
Hey,
I
we're
just
just going to account how much time.
I just phrasing it up. I just put it in perspective. In your life,
Ooh. Talk the things.
if you I don't know. People at Nani Lodge won't get that. Oh no. Y'all tune into Recess Podcast at Recess Podcast at Recess Convos.
True. We just
Wherever podcasts are.
This
This episode is sponsored by the Recess Podcast. Creative Convos, alright? Recess, big up yourself.
Yeah, but you're saying.
Anyway, in this life, if we aren't sparking conversation, if we aren't causing people to think and reevaluate the things that they do and why they do it, what we really doing here? You know what I mean? What is our real purpose? Take it away, Chico. Ooh, you see what I did there? Ooh.
Oh, okay.
That was the alley-oop, girl. I saw that. Yeah.
So what we wanted to talk about today is living in purpose. Just ignore Curtis. Alright? So we want to talk about living in purpose. Alright? What does that really mean to you? I want to look at it from two aspects. One, from having a job aspect, and then also what do you contribute to the world, to the earth, right?
Right.
I think how we could start this discussion was by having a question. Imagine a world where there isn't any money, there isn't any bartering system. Everyone gets food, everyone gets their needs met, but everyone has to live in purpose. What would that look like?
Right.
Right? What's your first thoughts on that question?
My first thoughts on that question. Now, that question that's a good question, you know what I mean? Because like you do a little prep, like you do a little episode prep. You was in the back, lights was burning, candles burning in the night, you know? You out there thinking, reading.
That actually just
looking
this morning.
Alright. I was setting a whole thing, but it's alright, cool, no problems.
Yeah.
He was just like scratching balls like, whoop, hey,
Definitely.
purpose.
Hey, I was you know, this actually came. I was on Instagram, I was on social media, right? And shouts to Skivos.
Big up yourself.
Shouts to Skivos.
Big up yourself, Skivos. This episode also partially sponsored by Skivos Ministries.
I saw a video.
How many sponsors will we get? Go ahead.
I don't think you'll get.
Instagram?
I saw a video that a member of Skivos, I don't want to call his name. I just put it right there. He put up a video of Curtis, in quotation marks, singing.
First of all, I'm Curtis.
What's that, Curtis? Whoever he put up look exact like you. And I was thinking to myself,
I feel like exact is a strong word to use.
alright, cool. He look exact like you. Alright?
You mean exactly?
Hear what?
I'm grammar police today.
Oh, yeah? Huh?
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead.
Well, we're going to put the video right here. And the purposes will tell us, right? Okay. Sing, Curtis. Yes, sir. Hit them notes, bro. Cheers. And I was thinking to myself, imagine if Curtis's purpose in life is not to be a photographer. It's to be a singer.
So you was just home scrolling through Instagram thinking about me?
Yeah, definite. Because I miss you.
That was weird.
Oh, you thought I was going back down? Oh, okay. You have a lot to learn, sir.
Yeah, I didn't expect all that.
Yeah, I miss you, boy. It's a week and a
Cool, yeah.
It's a week.
A week and a half.
Week and a half,
I just saw you like Saturday night at the launch.
No, but that wasn't.
Were you the MC?
That wasn't slightpepper.
And
That was.
it was you. It was somebody else.
Nah.
Slightpepper Chico and Recess Chico is a different.
Two
Alright,
different.
no problem.
Yeah, so I began to think about purpose.
Hey, we straying. Go ahead. Oh, you already said already. So we need to go. We need to move forward. Listen, if there's anything I got in editing these episodes, we just go back and forth a lot and like loop up and double up and triple up.
All right, so let's go into it. What is purpose? How do you determine purpose? So you're about to answer that question.
All right, good. So, at the launch, between it was either Lou or Mohammed from Freetown Collectives. Big up Freetown Collectives.
What love is here?
Yeah, I mean, sure, bro. Live your melody. With Chico wasn't supposed to be an MC. With you supposed to be a...
According to my parents, in Form 4, Form 5, I was supposed to be a doctor.
I feel like I was every Caribbean child.
Alright, so
Doctor, lawyer. What's the next one?
maybe teacher. Yeah. In- Have you found your purpose?
I don't know. That's a very good question. I don't know if I found my purpose. I am closer to my purpose than I've ever been, I believe.
That's my answer as well too.
Because, and I say that now because what I do is more fulfilling and more like not just fulfilling for me, it's fulfilling of a purpose. I don't mean to use the word in the definition, but it is fulfilling in a purpose that I see of myself, like outside of me for the greater good of like humanity. You know what I mean? So I see the things that I do and the things that I choose to do as now something that impacts the world.
Okay.
And I've always wanted that. That fulfills.
So you know what I think works?
Yeah.
I think that it's hard to off the bat just say, well, I'm fulfilling purpose.
Right.
But I think that if we determine a rudimentary checklist of what purpose is, because even for me it's hard to define it,
Right.
but I think that it involves a few things. One, and you mentioned it just now, if what I am doing isn't helping others, I feel like it's not really. Oh, look, a butterfly. Oh. Okay.
Cute.
Yeah. If it is, I'm not helping others.
I have a question to that.
Before I finish, I'm gonna finish this one, right? Also, I think that if it is, I don't get a sense of gratification beyond financial and not fulfilling purpose. So yeah, question.
My question is, who determines purpose? Who determines what purpose is? Is it you or is it something greater than you?
It has to be someone greater than me, because for me, I believe that God understands me, right? And God understands me much more than I can understand myself. And He understands not only me, but He understands how I can impact others, right? Or the potential I have to impact others, right? So He will determine, you know, Chico purpose, Chico purpose. Cause I don't think God will come with Chico.
I think so.
You come with Chico?
I think you can call you Chico.
Chico. Government.
I think you call you Chico.
Or some other name.
God born Babylon, you know.
Yeah. I think that he will be able to say, well, this is Chico's purpose. Because, especially for my story, I wasn't born in Trinidad.
Right. Where were you born, sir?
I was born in Zambia. I came here when I was 2.5.
Tell them. We'll go into that another episode.
Yeah.
Tune in for the next episode.
If I was determining my own purpose, I probably wouldn't be here. So I think it has to come from God. And another thing I wanted to mention in terms of the checklist. And people always ask me, not always, but some people have asked me, how do I build a brand? Right? And I believe in building a brand around purpose. Right? So to me, when building a brand, when seeking purpose, you have to be honest. Not only honest with those around you, but honest with yourself. Right? And that self-honesty comes from knowing yourself and knowing who you are and basically who you are. So I think that when you really think about, all right, I'm trying to fulfill purpose, as you probably notice, I can't sing. Well, I not can't sing. I could sing, eh?
I mean, everybody
I could sing, but I wouldn't.
You won't sing. You can't sing well.
Yeah. So I wouldn't jump out and say, my purpose is to sing. No, granted, God does work in mysterious and marvelous
Miraculous.
ways. So my next 5 years, I might be very well a singer, but for right now, I don't see
the walls to enter into the music industry might be just like the walls of Jericho. Two little toots. Boop, boop, boop.
I will not let's see, man. Anyhow, be Israel straight. So, for me, I know I can't right at this moment. I can't do that. So I'm not going to build work on my purpose with singing so much, build my brand as a singer.
Right.
That makes sense. I could talk, I could host events. I'm learning that I could do photography.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I think that is where my purpose is. You holding that mic real close?
Yeah, no, I put it a little closer because I noticed we have some like a choir. You talk about singing and then nature seems to get excited, or just in violent opposition.
What are your strengths as a person?
My strengths as a person.
Yeah.
I have a few strengths that I believe are true. I honestly, personally though, I prefer people to tell me what my strengths are. Because all I endeavor to do in this life is to be a better version of myself.
Ooh, get him.
You know what I mean?
I have something to say on that as well, but go ahead.
Yeah. And man, dog, that music episode on Recess, bro, that conversation,
It open you up.
it opened me up. Yeah, I saw a lot of the things that I think just like streamlined. You know when you listen to something and it's like, yo, you're learning new things, and the things you know already, and the things that you think, it just put them in a nice little filing system, and it just makes sense.
I really can't wait for part 2 by part 2 dropping today.
Part 2 out right now. 5 minutes ago it dropped.
When you going home, I go take
Nice, taking our Recess podcast. Big up yourself once more. All right, yeah, no. So like I was saying, I just work on being a better version of me, and whatever people receive as an improvement or a specific strength, I welcome that description of me. You know what I mean? People say I'm a great photographer, great videographer.
Which you are.
I enjoy dealing with groups of people. I enjoy interacting with people. I love people. I love thinking, philosophy, all that good stuff. And basically, the joy that I find in helping other people is also a bit. Hey, good day. How are you guys doing? Yeah, man. Yeah, nice. All right, cool. Y'all take it easy. Yeah.
Enjoy that too, fine.
Advertisement time. Do.
Yeah, well, they know. You know how to tell them. They know.
All right, cool. Yeah. So, like the joy that I find in helping people to create also. I don't know if that's something I could describe as a strength or whatever.
Of course.
We recently had to do a strength mind mapping situation to pull out our strengths and whatever. I can look at business. It's very easy. It makes a lot of sense for me. So I could analyze a business system, whether it's just management, marketing, organizational. Most parts of business, except for actual accounting and finance. All right.
Shaky.
But yeah, shaky. That class was tough with Ramella. Jesus Christ. Anyway, but these are some things that are residently easy to me, and I feel like that's a good way. Excuse me. I just
one little purpose conversation. And then emotion coming out there.
Caught him a throat. Just anyway. I feel like that's a good way to find out for people at home who don't know what your strengths are, who don't know what your purpose are. What comes easy to you? And not just that. What comes easy to you that some people are like, how are you doing that? You know what I mean? So, my friend over here, I have a friend, this guy. He could go up in front of a room and command that room. And he can kind of coordinate the flow of an entire program. Now, he does that with ease at this point, and I'm sure it wasn't that hard even to begin with because of his personality and a few things that he would have learned over time. But somebody else could go up in front of a room and they would stand up there just shaking for 5 minutes straight.
You know what? I was thinking about that, and because somebody asked me as well to how I could manage to just go in front of people and talk and thing, right? I try to be myself, if not 95, 100% of the time. The person I am around my parents is the person I am in front of you, front everyone, in front one person in front of 1,000 people. I think people become nervous, and and I'm also secure in that person.
Right,
I understand that person. I ain't understand him 100% yet because
That's how it works.
he's
man.
he do something sometimes, right? But
Questionable. Questionable.
shaky,
Shaky.
right? But
That's gonna be a new thing. Shaky.
anyhow, right? I think that so when I stand up, I know I am being myself,
Yeah.
and I think people become nervous when it is they go up and they're not too sure about themselves. So it's like, who do I give them?
Not only that, on that point,
Okay.
and this
Jump
is
in.
something I was seeing. This is something that I have been noticing about us and our insecurities. When they go up there,
Come on.
they're not afraid of who they are because they're comfortable with that person when nobody's there. But I think that the fear that they see or the fear that they experience
Is it
is the
that person will be
fear.
accepted?
Correct. Who do these people see when I go up there? What do they see and how do they feel about that? Will they accept it? Will they shun it? Will they make fun of me? If I start to talk and my voice start to break, will people start to laugh in the back? Will the girl that I crushing on in the corner, she would just not look at me the same way again? You know what I mean? So I think a lot of our fears as people stem from not and I was talking to one of my friends recently and I saw it come out. If your decisions lead with what people can think about this.
You're on the wrong foot. If it wasn't, you're correct. If it is, your thought process is, I want to do this,
Right.
but I don't feel people will accept it.
Right.
You're on the wrong path. Something I learned a while now is a rule of threes.
Okay.
Anything that you do, whether it's purpose driven, anything, 3 people will love it, 3 people will hate it, 3 people don't care about it. So with those odds, best you just do what you want.
Just live your life.
Just live.
And into that.
You're still in frame, right?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I was listening to something. Can't remember what it was exactly. But I heard the sentiment echo a few times after that. One of them was in one of the episodes of the podcast that we filmed. And it was that, imagine if you... Oh, but they echoed it in the music episode, which you should have heard already by now at this point. If you haven't heard the Recess episode, Recess podcast, music episode, go listen to that now and come back.
Now, matter of fact, finish this episode.
Like insecure.
I ain't secure with that one. It's too much fun. No. Finish this one first.
So imagine if Chico, right, a great MC, take up himself and say, boy, I want to be a great singer, man.
Pressure.
You know what I mean? He pull out the hair, he locks it up, he make it fall off to the side so. You know what I mean? Actually, no, he shave it low and get the little brush thing that's make it curl up in the Tida style. And he run that. He shave the beard up nice and he grow the beard and thing. And he come in, he get more gold and Sealot's residents. Come out, sell his Lancer, buy a Tida. Drop on the scene.
Drop it low. Come.
And watch now. 9 o'clock in the morning.
No. I'm not going to go there.
Anyway, so he reinvents himself to what he thinks people want him to be. And then he still fails. You know what I mean? Because and listen, let me tell you, that music episode.
But before, what I like about that is that we so want purpose, coming back to purpose, because all of this is purpose driven, right? When we're looking for purpose, we tend to think that it's something safe. So that's why I was kind of wary about
what
what
you're... Are you still in frame? I don't know, come back around this way.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about when it is you said, what comes easy to you.
Mm-hmm.
I think to me, purpose, yes, it what comes naturally, right? But also, it's what you have a fire for by. And a fire that you have to put in work with.
No, but I don't know. I don't want to misunderstand what I mean by comes easy to me. Because I'm not saying that going up and being an MC is an easy task. It's still difficult. I'm sure there's still some times where like, how do I transition from here? How do I bring this back? How do I control the situation?
Children. Little children, I feel weird. Like, that's harder than doing a stadium.
I believe you.
Because I feel
You've done
again.
a stadium?
Yeah.
Wow. Like a whole stadium full of
Sports day. Yeah.
how much people is that?
I don't know.
Like a couple thousand?
Probably.
Wow.
That was for a sports day. Yeah.
Wow.
But right.
Slight flex.
That's not even a flex, dog.
Slight flex. I hear that. Slight. It's like, yeah.
I mean, couple thousand. Yeah. Why with children is that it comes back to the same purpose thing. I don't want what I say, because I know everything that I do
Right.
impact someone else. Right.
Right.
And children are so impressionable that I don't want. I really don't want little chicos running around the place. That to me would be a failure, because purpose is, as we mentioned earlier.
That was a strange way to phrase that. Go ahead.
Yeah.
That was a strange visual in my head. Like,
because to me, purpose is you being you.
right.
You being and you rightfully said that you being the best you.
Right.
Imagine, I mean, not a name drop, right? But a name drop.
We're gonna job anyway. Yeah.
Imagine if are you somebody international?
All right. Fair enough.
Imagine if
you somebody local.
you local.
Yeah.
All right, no problem. Imagine if when I started event hosting, I said I want to be Sunny Bling.
Wow.
Right.
Very bling tabulous.
That would never work for me.
It wouldn't work.
Because
I'll tell you that.
There's an audience that wants me. We saw one, man. Let's just move on now. So, right. I think that when you're looking for purpose, when you're trying to find purpose, you have to be you.
Right.
When you're building a brand, build your brand around you. So that's coming back to the original question. That's why I asked this question, right? I think that in that kind of world, everything would have been done.
Right.
Because if everyone is fulfilling purpose, now they may not be necessarily, I don't know, but they may not necessarily be someone picking up garbage. Right? Because I don't know, but I don't think anyone wakes up and says, I want to be a garbage collector. I mean, but they have to do it.
But they have some people. When you see the enthusiasm that they're picking up that garbage,
because they realize,
you just wonder if they don't sit down home and be like, I can't wait to get on the road tomorrow.
I don't know, but what I do know is that if we lived in a world where everyone was trying to fulfill their own purpose, the garbage would have been collected somehow, because somebody would have had a passion for keeping the streets clean.
Right.
It wouldn't look a butterfly. It wouldn't necessarily be I going and picking up, but they would have developed some system for garbage collection.
Right.
I think that,
and I think that's exactly where money kind of comes in. In that somebody might say, "Hey, I think that the garbage needs to be picked up. I'm interested in the health and the ecosystem and the environment and the smooth functioning of this community." That's somebody's passion. That's somebody's purpose. Then they realize to fulfill their plans, they need somebody to pick up the garbage. So what do? They take some coins and be like, listen, here's a few dollars. Could you pick up this garbage?
Right. And no, here's what I'm saying, right? I'm not saying that we should go to a world like that where it doesn't have currency and things. That's weird. But what I'm saying is that don't wait until that unrealistic world comes in for you to fulfill purpose, for you to try to be the best you. Because I'm thinking even in that scenario, if I am trying to actively fulfill purpose in garbage collection,
right,
the system that I would have in place might not even involve humans, because you're thinking from a place where you don't have a purpose.
True.
You don't.
You're right. That's not
I might develop something where drones coming and thinging it. But
I mean, all of that.
so I
Cool,
think
let me just go and check the exposure.
sure, no problem. So I think that really and truly, when it is you're seeking purpose,
Yeah, but
try
it's
to
dark.
be dark.
Yeah. Hella dark.
Try to be the best you that you could be. Well, it's
I'll-
still recording, I guess.
I'll put it on auto, yeah.
Yeah. Try to
Wow,
be the
how
best.
long we have there? God, that's 29 minutes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so technology again. So we have to end it here. All right.
You were saying something, you know.
I was saying in terms of purpose and right, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I was saying, let us know in the comments, right? What are your strengths? What have people told you that you're good at?
Right.
And then also, have you found purpose as yet? All right, add to our checklist. Right. Add it.
Plus sign. Plus sign. Dollar sign. Dollar sign. A. Plus sign. A.
All right,
Plus
so this
sign,
has been
dollar sign X.
Slight Pepper Season 1, Episode 7. Thank you guys for viewing.
Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe.
Tell your friends, tell your neighbor, tell your auntie, tell your nenen. Slight Pepper Season
Nenen,
1,
tell her.
Episode
Tell her.
7.
She can hear. Turn it up. Turn up the hearing aid. Nenen, check it out. Slight Pepper Season 1, Episode 7. Something great's happening.
I've been Chico,
I've been Curtis.
and this has been Slight Pepper. All right,
We out here. Out here.
watch out. Out here like Daniel. Lions, mouth shut. And the haters are stand still. Out here like Joseph. Put me down in the pit and the king's palace still await pon. Out here like Gideon. How you gonna send 300? Hold on, pull it.
Out here, make them know say we out here. Out